y'all. It's Ravin Dixie with Ravin Dixie Line. Thanks for joining us for this holiday special edition of the Biker Rare Breed MC Nashville. Today we are sitting down with the iconic MC to discuss their history, their future plans for the Nashville set, and of course, their beautiful rides. So without further ado, let me announce our 4 members that we're sitting with today. President of Rare Breed MC, Chief. Welcome to the show, Chief. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I'm glad to have you. We also have with us today the Vice President of Rare Breed Nashville, Shell Shock. Welcome to the show, Shell Shock. How are you?
I'm great.
Great. We also have with us today the Secretary of Rare Breed MC, Cognac. Welcome to the show, Cognac. How are you today?
Fine. Yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to have you guys here. And last but not least, we have TB. Welcome to the show, TB. How are you? I'm doing well. Okay, so Rare Breed MC is new to the Nashville set, but they are not a new MC by any means. They are actually iconic, in my opinion. So we'll hear a little bit about the history of Rare Breed MC from the president of the Nashville chapter, Chief.
So good morning. Hey, Rare Breed Motorcycle Club is a law-abiding citizen organization. We established in 1989. The sole purpose of it for African-American black men to be able to go out and pull together in unity and ride their motorcycles. One of the big things we're doing is getting brothers together from all different walks of life, you know what I'm saying, from East Coast to the West Coast. And what we're doing now these days is we're just hooking up fly bikes and we ride it and everything. We just started this chapter here in Nashville, and our sole purpose is to bring a lot of great things to this city.
And we're looking forward to that. So I know that you all's colors are gold?
Black, gold, and white.
And white, right, which symbolizes something. What does and the bald eagle is you all's logo. So what does all that symbolize?
So like you just said, it's black, gold, and white. And of course, like you said, the rare bald eagle is our logo. It stands for the courage, the freedom, and the power.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Shell Shock, I'll let you answer this question. What are some of your future plans for Rare Breed Nashville?
What we're trying to do is bring to the community just a sense of we ride beautiful Harleys and we actually get on them and ride across country. And not just across country, but we want to also be involved in big events in the city. Mm-hmm. Nashville is the hub of America. Mm-hmm. It's in the center of the world. Mm-hmm. And so with the Nashville chapter, it's allowing some of our other brothers from the other states to come through Nashville to kind of build a community, mm-hmm. build a unity on the set. And then also it is an opportunity for us to show the world Music City. Mm-hmm. Music City has always been one of the ample tourist spots, mm-hmm. but the bike set, a lot of bikes haven't really came to Nashville.
They come through.
They come through, but they don't stop.
They just keep it moving.
So hopefully we can build a good set, a good mm-hmm. stopping ground, mm-hmm. so the other motorcycle sets want to come to Nashville. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, we want to.
Because everybody goes to like Memphis. They'll hit up Memphis.
Absolutely. Everybody knows Bill Street.
Yeah.
Well, we got Broadway.
We got stuff in Nashville too.
But we just want to come and be an effective part of the community, mm-hmm. do some good things in our city, and to help the motorcycle set be the best set in the state, mm-hmm. you know, or in the country, rather.
In the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's what Breed is here for.
Okay. All right. So with you all's history with Rare Breed, and y'all are a ground-pounding MC crossing many state lines. I'll let Cognac answer this question. How many state lines have you all crossed this year, 2018?
We've done all 48 this year between the club. We had the opportunity in June where we went to our national to go up to Seattle, and then from Seattle we rode down to LA and hung out in LA for the weekend for our annual. Left LA, came back through all the way to Memphis. I kept going to Savannah, Georgia, which equated to the coast to coast ride. Mm-hmm. We've been to Miami, down south, down to mile marker 0. So, one of the pillars of, the Rare Breed club is we're a highway club. So, we'll find an opportunity to go the long way, try to go and see things that, most clubs, don't get the opportunity to see just because of who we are and what we do. We've been to, here locally, like Shell Shock was saying, but, building a highway club, it gives you the opportunity just to see so many different cities, so many different aspects of life and different perspectives. And, we've been to every state in the United States.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you hit on that, but I was watching, doing my research for Rare Breed, and one of the YouTube videos said the only place that you won't see a Rare Breed MC is in hell. We go everywhere.
That's right.
We go everywhere.
That's right.
So, yeah, I'll let you go ahead.
That's right. What you got to look at for our chapter, this is Nashville, we had a type of president. He doesn't, if we're going from A to B, that doesn't mean you go a straight line from A to B. This chapter is going to go A to G to H to M to N to S, then back to B, because we want to get out there and we want to, ride our bikes and we want to see the country. So that's the one thing I really love about our club. We never take a straight line. We never take the easy way or the short way.
You never take the same route twice, right? So y'all go to California all the time, but from my background interview with Shell Shock, I learned that you all will plan a different route each time to see a different terrain, right?
Of course, when you go, more than 2 or 3 times, you're going to end up going back the same route at some point.
Yeah.
But we definitely try to, we try to make it different. We try to make it interesting. And, one thing about America is America got stuff that you see on TV, and they have things that you see in books. But when you out there on that iron and you actually get to put that rubber on that road and you put your eyes in the breeze, it's absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah.
It's absolutely breathtaking. You ride through South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Idaho. It's amazing.
Yeah.
No one from this area, not no one, but there are very few from this area that actually get out and do that. And, it's a challenge to the other riders around. Get out and ride your bike and go see some of this country.
Yeah.
And just to add to that, and I think that is one opportunity where you grow as a club because, you get into places and things that seeing different things as brothers, and you grow with each other. The conversations that you have when, you're in the middle of North Dakota, the dealing with, whatever obstacle in front of you, a bike breakdown, or you're on the side of the road, or, you got to go to, the dealership to get a part, and you start talking to people in those dealerships, and you find out that you have so much in common with people that are so far away from you. And the only way that you're going to be able, one way that you can do that is just to get out and just ride your bike, and just talk to people and, have the opportunity to socialize and fellowship with people, and you grow as a person and you grow as a club individually, so collectively. So
I love that about the MC. Like, a lot of people, they don't get out and meet people. They don't get out and see the world, but that's what grows you up. That's what makes you, a whole human.
Yeah.
We're all connected.
Yes.
You got to get out there. You got to travel. You got to see people. So, if you don't like riding in planes or going that route, just being in the MC, you're able to do that. It's a privilege.
Absolutely.
It's a privilege. So
just real quick, TB and I were in Montana, and we were standing in front of this freaking amazing mountain. It was gorgeous. And we were just at a gas stop. And he and I was just having a conversation, and TB asked me, he said, what would you do if you walked out your house every morning with a cup of coffee and this was your view?
Yeah.
And I think that was just amazing. And what was even more amazing was there was a local lady beside us, and she was like, I do.
Yeah.
And so when you get to,
she's not taking it for granted.
She's not taking it for granted.
She understands where she's at.
Yeah.
She invited us to, come and do it for yourself. So it's nothing against everybody. Everybody's not built to ride that distance and things like that, which is fine. I don't look down on that at all. No pun against that at all, because everybody has that level. But if you have the opportunity to do it, by all means, get out and do it. us as a breed, that's what breed does.
That's what breed does.
That's what the bald eagle does.
That's what breed does. Yes, they ride. So, TB, tell us why Rare Breed MC? Why did you make the decision to join Rare Breed? Because there are thousands of MCs out there. You chose Rare Breed. Why?
Well, honestly, you know, I never really thought about joining an MC. And it was just a group of fellas. We was out riding our bikes, and one of them decided he wanted to be breed. And he went out and he did it, and came back. He talked to us about it, you know. And I was a little skeptical at first because you know I never been at an MC club, but you know, I said, okay, what the heck, you know. So I just started hanging around and being around.
You were a rider before that.
Yes. And just hanging around, being around. Just the brotherhood and the camaraderie that I witnessed and that I felt, because they embraced me as well just by me just being around. And I just thought, you know, hey, this is something I may be able to get used to, you know. And one of the key things to being breed is you got to ride your motorcycle.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I do anyway, you know. And being breed, you can't love the ride. I mean, you can't like the ride. You got to love the ride.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so, you know, it wasn't just one or two things. It was just a multitude of things, you know, just overall, you know, it's the brotherhood, the bonds we create, and the fellowship, and it's a beautiful thing.
So, Chief, as president, what do you look for when you are, when people like are prospecting or probating with Rare Breed MC? What are some of the things and the attributes you look for in your members?
Well, first of all, I look at several different things. First, I find out if the person's married or not, because that's very important. All of us brothers that's sitting up here now, we are married. So at the end of the day, is before you can get out and do half of the stuff that we do, you got to have your household fixed first.
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, I say this because, and I say it all the time, you know, because a lot of people get complacent sometimes when they're riding. I do this because my wife allows me to do this. You know, that's my rock, that's my backbone. She allows me to go out here and travel all over the United States on my motorcycle. When I start my bike up, I don't have to worry about what's going on back home. It's the understanding.
Yeah.
And so with that, you know, now you can ride your bike with a clear state of mind, not worrying about what's going on. You can focus on what you're doing. Also, I look at what type of brothers they are, what's their character, what they're gonna bring to the team. Also, you know, everybody's got something particular about them, you know, what they do or where they're from and all that. And at the end of the day, it's the person that you bring in. Are you going to bring in somebody that's going to gel also with the group that we already formed, or are you going to bring in a cancer? And what we try to do is we nip that in the bud. That's why, you know, we don't call it probate, we don't call it prospect. We call it a process called invite process.
Okay.
Yes, and what that invite is, you know, you get a chance to hang around us for 90 days. So within those 90 days, we're going to figure out if you're going to be a rare breed or not. So, and that's how we kind of pretty much do it. But like I said, at the end of the day, you know, your finances got to be right, because it costs a lot of money to do what we do. You know, it's just not simple.
See, that's what I was thinking. You know, as much as y'all go out and ride, it's got to be a certain criteria above, you're cut above. You know, like you definitely are a rare breed, because you gotta have the right type of bike. You have to have the upkeep on the bike, which is also expensive. And you have to have that freedom to get out and ride.
Correct.
So,
It's a whole lot. It gets real expensive, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, you have to manage. You have to manage.
Is more expensive than time.
That's it, because you can't get it back.
Get it back.
So you have to manage all that.
Yeah.
But like I said, all of us that do it, like he said earlier, you can't just like to ride. You got to love to ride your bike. And we're not knocking any other chapters or anything like that, because everybody do things different. You know, you got to pick the type of motorcycle club that's good for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you know you don't want to ride 1,000 miles the first day or whatever, you know, don't even come over here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're just keeping it real. We're keeping it 100, like I said. But we get out and we support pretty much everybody in Nashville. And at the end of the day, a lot of times we can't support some of the things here because we're already out of town. But what we do try to do is, even if we ain't got them one or two brothers that can kind of show up and show some love, that's our big thing, is really trying to get in this community and give back and let them know, hey, look, we're not just no fly club, and we're not a fly-by-night club that's just trying to come through Nashville. Hey, it's all about this. It's not that way, you know, because we want to give back also. And one of the big things is also in the future, and we're going to talk about that later in this interview, about what our plans is in the future. What I would like to do is also is give a lot back to the VA hospital. I'm prior military, and that was just one of the things we did a lot in North Carolina. I came from the Fayetteville chapter. So that was one of the big things is, you got a lot of people that's in the VA hospital that don't have no one to come visit them, and they didn't give a lot, for this country. So I feel like that's something that we should do, not just only Rare Breed, but as a community, get out and do that.
Whatever I can do
Right.
to help.
Okay.
I'm here. Yeah, because I like that. Yeah. I like that. So what we're going to do right now is take a quick commercial break, hear from our sponsors. We will be right back.
Someday, as a motorcyclist, you might need your day in court. You need to know, if you contact us, you won't be standing alone. I've been riding bikes for 30 years, and as a lawyer, I understand fully the laws to protect your rights. So when you see me, you'll see one of your own, standing up for you, fighting vigorously for your rights. Because remember, I may not look like a lawyer, but then again, I don't have to. Come see us at Whitfield, Bryson, and Mason.
Outside, but there are a lot of bikers that are still riding, like Rare Breed MC. We're going to get our Dixie roadside safety tip from the president of Rare Breed, Chief. So what is a winter safety tip that you can give all of our rebels out there today?
Well, one of the good ones is always check your tire pressure, make sure you got the proper amount of air pressure in your bike. But another one is also, even though it's cold outside, continue to drink water, because you can dehydrate in this cold weather. And also make sure you got the proper PPE, your leather gloves, the right boots, and the right jackets.
All right. That was our Dixie roadside safety tip with Chief. All right, we are back. And we're just going to pick up on the Rare Breed MC's future in Nashville, what their plans are, what they plan to do on the set, off the set, and we're going to hear from Shell Shock about that. Shell Shock's going to fill us in on the future plans.
Okay, 2019 is here. It's coming up.
It's here.
Nashville chapter has some big plans for 2019. Number one, we want to more establish ourselves in the Nashville area. We want to get out and support as much as we can, do as much as we can for the community and for the other clubs on the set. Myself and a couple other my brothers was out collecting some money for kids for Christmas.
I saw you guys out there.
Some toys
I was
for
out
kids.
there. I saw you guys. Yeah.
So we plan on doing a lot more of that. We plan on just doing whatever we can to establish Nashville as a set in the country, as one of the best sets in the country. At the same time, we're going to maintain our standards, which is to get out there and pound that ground.
Yeah.
We got some great goals this year. I think our lead most miles this year was Prez. So everybody in the chapter is going after him.
So how many miles was that?
Well, I'm sitting at 58,000 for the year right now. But,
Whoop, whoop.
so the good thing about it, when I leave from yesterday, I'm going back to California for one more time for the year. So I'm going to finalize it when I leave.
Like in December?
Like today.
Like today. I'm leaving
Like today.
Damn.
That's what Breed does. So we're going to let him get that out the way while it's still December.
Yeah.
January 1. We coming out. I know TB is a good one, Cognac. Everybody gets out there. So we're going to get out there and we're going to pound. But one thing about our chapter is we like to pound together. So we're going to try to get as many good distance rides as a entire chapter as we can. At the same time, those who can't get out, then they're going to be on the Nashville set.
Yeah.
So big things.
Y'all are having your first annual.
We are.
This year.
August 16th will be the meet and greet. August 17th, we're going to do it.
All right.
We're going to do it.
All right.
So we're here. We're excited. We are ready to hit 2019 with a bang. And don't be surprised if we don't open up a clubhouse somewhere around
Oh,
here.
okay,
There. Who knows?
that's a little
Maybe that's
insider.
just
inside
sprinkling some dust.
information.
Sprinkling some dust.
2019, watch out.
Yes, yes.
All right, so now we're going to talk about these guys' most prized possession, or one of their most prized, the one that they rode here today. We'll talk about that. We're going to start with TB. Tell us a little bit about what you ride.
Oh wow, I got a couple I ride, but right now is a 2015 Road Glide CVO. Man, I love it.
Any upgrades?
At the moment, no, just handlebars. I guess the best thing, or the most important thing, I think a lot of guys do, they start to cosmetically fix their bikes up. And me myself, my thing is make it comfortable first, so you can ride it. Yeah, so you can ride it. You know, seat, handlebars, footboards, whatever it takes to make you comfortable on the bike. That's the first thing you need to change, so you can ride. Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
Yes,
And Rare Breed, it has to be Harley Davidson.
Yes, it does have to be a Harley. Yes.
All right, so Cognac, what you ride?
I have 2 bikes, and just to kind of feed off what TB said, you know, I got a Road Glide Ultra CVO 2016, and I have a 2012 Road Glide Special. Got everything done to it, paint, 26-inch wheel, handlebars, you name it. But you know, my riding bike is that Ultra, and he couldn't be more right than, you know, setting your bike up for you. When you do those many miles, you know, 1,000 miles in a day, you know, 7,000 mile trips, you got to find out what's comfortable for you, you know, and it's based on whatever it's for you. Everybody's different, and handlebars was the most important one. I rode to California on some stock handlebars, and it was miserable.
Yeah.
It was miserable. Now I got, you know, handlebars where I can sit back and sit in and get comfortable. And then once you ride and it hits you that your bike is comfortable, it's like nothing that you ever, you know, you can unexplainable. So, you know, set your bike up that's right for you. You know, don't try to follow the Joneses and do just what this person doing. You know, some trial and error, you know, and then it could get expensive, but, you know, set your bike up for you. And I have a, you know, pretty good setup.
Yeah.
Thanks to Chief.
Yeah. Chief, we're going to talk about what Chief does here in a little bit. All right, so Shell Shock.
All right, so me, out of the 4 brothers in the room, I'm the only one with 1 bike, number 1. So 2019, I'm coming for somebody. I'm taking one out one of y'all garages. And then I'm the only one that rides a street glide. Rare Breed is known for their road glides, but for all of us that ride those street glides, I set the standard.
Smell a rebel.
I am the rebel of the club. They give me a whole lot of mess about it, but I hold my own. But my bike, I do ride a street glide, and the reason I ride it is because it's comfortable for me. I love it.
You're very tall.
Yeah, and I like my arms up. I like kicking back, and I'm a little bit of a show off.
Yeah.
You know, so
Really?
I'm cocky with my street glide. But like my 2 brothers said, you got to set it up the way you want it, and that's me all day long, and I just love it to death. I actually had a bike. I had a black one, and we were on our trip to LA. We were taking a long way, and so we messed around and stopped in Portland, Oregon, and I said, let me get a oil change. Well, they left me in the dog. They took too long on my oil change, and they left me in the showroom.
You saw too much.
I had to buy the bike.
Yeah.
So I left that one in Oregon, and I rode my new bike back.
What? Wait a minute. You
Yeah.
bought an entirely new bike?
I bought a new
I thought
bike.
you bought like a new tire or
No.
something.
I bought a new bike in Oregon.
Don't leave
and
them in the
rode
showroom
back.
too long.
But these brothers right here, while I was doing the paperwork, they took everything off the old bike like a pit crew. They jumped on the old bike, took everything off that I needed, that I wanted, and put it on the new bike while I was doing the paperwork. By the time I finished the paperwork, it was just get on and go.
Just ready to roll.
Ready to roll. And that's my baby. It's a 2015 Street Glide CVO.
Yeah. It's pretty.
It's my baby.
Yeah.
It's my baby. Her
Yeah.
name is Shawnee.
All right, Shawnee.
Shawnee, yes.
Shawnee.
So.
I like it. All right, so
Oh God, here we go.
Chief's
One of
got
them
a
gonna-
lot of bikes. He's
Yeah.
going to tell us about a couple of them.
Well, Well, like the brother said, you really got to set the bike up where you're comfortable on. So, like today, I'm on a 2018 Road Glide Ultra, which is a comfortable bike. That's the bike I'm going to take back to California. This would be that bike. It'll be the third time this year that one's been to California. I also have a 2018 CVO Road Glide, a 2016 Road Glide, and a 2013 Road Glide. So, like my brother was saying earlier, you got to fix the bike up for what you're doing. My black and white bike, it's been to California several times also. It's a 16, but it's got the music in it. It's got motor work done to it.
Yeah.
But I still can ride it. So all of our bikes, they're pretty much still highway bikes, so you can ride them. The CVO 18 that I have, I think I might have put like maybe 3,000 miles on this year because I've been on the other bike so much riding. So, but it's a nice bike. I'm trying to wait and see what's going to happen next year if they're going to do a Road Glide CVO Ultra. So that's what I'll be end up getting next.
Wait and see what comes out next.
That's it. But like I said, at the end of the day, the biggest thing is you ride your own ride and you set your bike up what you're comfortable at. And it's all about safety at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Because when you out there running 80 and you 4 feet away from each other, anything can happen at any given time. So you don't want to be out there riding with your club brother with a slick tire or brakes not working, lights not working. All that stuff need to be up to par when you take off to go on a ride.
And just one thing nobody said, but all Rare Breed bikes are hot bikes.
Speed up or speed up.
And you better ride. They better be clean. When you stop that bike, I don't care if you're road through snow, sand, rain, you better wipe that bike down.
Be ready to go.
Somebody gonna say something to you.
Keep it straight.
TB is the one he be the first one to pull out that rag, and you be.
So this is like a kind of an off question, but this is what's been like going on in my head while we've been sitting here. Chief, you talked about, this is going to be your third ride to Cali.
No, this would be this bike third. This would be my 5th time going to Cali this year.
I mean, this year. That's what I'm saying. This is going to be your 5th time. Excuse me, your 5th time going to Cali this year.
Yeah, this year.
Excuse me, 5th time this year.
This year.
What? To me, that's so. Like, what are you thinking about out there? What's going through your mind? Are you just like at this point? It's like I just want to see the world because I've done this so many times. I know you have to gain some sort of clarity when you're out there on the road, clearing your mind. Let us in a little bit about the psychology.
And that's a good one. Really, is that it's just like you said. I love riding my bike, but at the end of the day, though, when you get out there sometime by yourself, like I'll be traveling today by myself, is that first of all, you're going to clear your mind. You're going to have so many things that you can think about. But you really get a chance to go down the open highway and just look at and sightsee things. You want to pull over and take pictures, you can pull over and take pictures. One of the things that we do is like when we traveling, when we see the state line, we try to pull over, get a picture, and we'll send it back to the group and everything like that. But when I'm traveling like this by myself, I just really kind of focus and say,
You go solo dolo.
So I'm the day, but normally I'm riding with one of my club brothers, but today I'll be doing solo dolo. I'm going out there, you know what I'm saying? So,
That's a certain frame of mind.
yeah.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
What we got to understand about our prayers is if I say the prayers right now, on this, and at this interview, prayers, I need to go to LA next week. Prayers going to say, let's go.
Yeah.
Many brothers have, anytime prayers see something that if you have an idea, you want to do it, very seldom will you hear him tell you he's not got your back.
Yeah.
And
or
so,
he doesn't believe, your ability to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if me and Cognac need to get to LA, he's not gonna say have a good trip. He's gonna say what time we roll.
Yeah.
And that's what you gotta understand about the type of president we have. Now today, what he'll do, he'll be out there, he'll see something that he know we all have passed several thousand times.
Yeah.
He'll take a picture of it and make us guess where it's at.
Oh, okay.
Something that, remember, what was that sign?
It was off. It was
He
off
took
40.
and said, who knows where this sign is at?
Mississippi Highway.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mississippi
Yeah.
Highway. Who knows where this is? See, those are the type of things we as brothers, we appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Because number one, we're trying to track where our prayers at, make sure he good.
That part.
But at the
That
same
part.
time, he's letting us know too, hey, let's get out there and, you know.
You see this? You remember this?
Yeah, it's fun. You know, you gotta have a good time. All this is fun. The motorcycle world, nobody joins it because they don't want to have fun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get out there and we're gonna party. But at the same time, it's more than just that. You know, it's a camaraderie. It's him out there. Who knows where he gonna stop and take a picture and say, hey, anybody know a place in Jackson to eat? Yeah. Go to what's the place?
Casey Jones.
Casey Jones.
Casey Jones.
You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, we just do it. You know.
That's why I'm saying, like he's been to Cali 5 times this year, but some of the times it's been one of us just say, hey, Perez, I need to go to Cali.
Yeah.
He'd be like, okay, let's go. It's just, that's the type of leadership that we have.
Flexibility,
Yeah,
you know, to be
and
able
that's
to
why,
do that.
yep.
Yeah.
Like he said, you gotta have your family in order, you gotta have your finances in order.
That's
And
the biggest part.
you got those, and you gotta have balance. You gotta have balance. You can't throw your whole life into this motorcycle thing, because then you're not gonna have a house. So you gotta spend that time. I got 8 kids at the house.
Right.
8 kids,
Yeah.
you know. So when I'm out on the road, I can't be worried about basketball and football and this and
But
that.
your family unit
They're
is
good.
solid.
They're good. When I leave, when I lift that garage and I pull that bike out, all 8 of them are lined up on the road. All the boys are on their bikes, pedaling beside me while I ride down the street, racing me to the stop sign, and then we get on out of there.
Man.
But that's what we do. We get out there and we have a good time with it. And that Prez right there, if he got to go 10 more times before New Year's, that's just what he'll do. That's what he'll do.
Hey, can I add something real quick? And what we were talking about as far as the mindset and psyche you have to be in. And I learned this, just like we said about riding. People look at like the big picture of, okay, y'all going to California. That's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be miserable. You're gonna be tired. They lose focus on like the small, opportunities, you ride and set up. And technology now has made it, so much easier for us. All of us have headphones, we're talking to our wives or, having conversations with each other, it ain't like, we sitting there just going through the motions. You got your phone, to track the weather. So you get to see things and do things. But to me, it's just about, we're just trying to get to the next, stop and have a conversation. Oh, you did this right here, man. Hey, bro, did you see that car right there? Hey, man, you need to slow down. Or, a brother break down or something, And that builds that camaraderie, and that mindset. It's not necessarily California. It's about, okay, well, we're gonna make it to Fargo, or we're gonna do 1,000 miles today. All right, brothers, we got everything lined up to do 1,000 miles. We got to stop. And so your psyche changes from the grand scheme of things to what's happening right now.
Instead of looking at it on a macro,
Right.
you
Micro
it,
That's right.
and then you get a better grip.
And you get to enjoy it. You get to enjoy the moment, and people will stop us. And, even when you're riding by people and you can tell, kids waving at you and looking at you and they see you and it gives you something just to feed off on. But I never looked at, how the sign said, okay, 70 miles to this state or 80 miles. You don't look at that. You look at what's happening right now, with your bike, your brother in front of you riding 4 feet in front of, 4 feet in front of you. What is he doing? Making sure you're looking at his bike and making sure that, something that's going on with his bike. So your mindset just changes so much that it doesn't become California. It becomes what's going on for the next stop, or what we did last stop, or what I'm gonna talk about this brother the next time we get an opportunity to talk.
And for all the young MCs out there, or people that maybe the MCs that don't cross that many state lines, what's the best way to get to that sort of mindset and mentality?
The best way is just to ride your bike and be comfortable.
Experience. Yeah. Get out there and do it.
Get comfortable in your bike, and you can't stress that enough. Once you get comfortable in your bike, I can tell you, coming back from Memphis one time, I got my bike set up. Chief had put some bars on there, and I was coming back from Memphis, and I got about 10, 15 miles before I was supposed to get off the exit 143, and I was like, man, I ain't even tired. My body, I didn't even know it, because your mindset changes and you're so comfortable. And that makes the ride just that much more enjoyable when you sitting there and, your bike and you are just one. Whatever you want your bike to do, it's going to do it without you even thinking about it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Does anybody want to say any last words before we close out?
Yeah, I want to say something.
Go ahead, TB.
Rare Breed, we known for riding our bikes. But it's more than just riding our bikes. We stress ride your motorcycle. But the reason for that is so that we get out and we get a chance to fellowship with each other, meet each other, talk to each other, share stories with each other. You know what I mean? Just build that bond, build that brotherhood within ourselves. It's more than just riding your bike. We want you to ride your bike somewhere. Go somewhere, meet your brother. Go somewhere, talk to your brother. Just sit down. Y'all go have lunch, whatever the case may be. You know, it's a beautiful thing. You know, just to have a brother in another city somewhere that you've probably never been.
So Rare
call 'em up and
Breed,
say,
to people
"Hey."
that don't know Rare Breed, there's a lot of chapters of Rare Breed. I don't even know. Can you count? Okay, we don't talk about that. All right, cool.
But
All right, but there are a lot of chapters, so you've got a brother everywhere.
Yeah, it's good to just pick up the phone. It may be just you and your family going on a trip. It's good to just pick up a phone and say, "Hey, brother, what y'all got going on in the city? Or what's going on in the city right now?" Or somebody that when you do get to that city, say, "Just come on in, bro. We got you. We'll take care of you. You know, just let us know when you get here." Things like that. You know, that's what Breed does.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you all for joining us for this holiday special Rare Breed MC. I am looking forward to seeing what you all are going to do in the future on the Nashville set. I know it's going to be only great things. For you all out there watching, always remember to watch for bikers on the road. When Dixie, out.
Yeah, Breed up.
Breed up.